Hello, Andrew's doers. Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Spiderella, based on Cinderella. Spiderella will live with her two ladybug stepsisters. The stepsisters were very mean. They were constantly making fun of Spiderella. They've always made Spiderella do all the chores. We're both beautiful ladybugs. We have pretty spots and dainty wings. We have 6 legs. You have 8 legs. Yeah, you're weird, Spiderella. You have 2 extra legs. The only thing your extra legs are good for is doing chores. Hot toot, Spiderella, put those extra legs to work. Sweep out the pantry. Clean out the kitchen. We're ladybugs. We're too sweet and pretty to do. I swear. Besides, we might hurt one of her beautiful wings. Spiderella went about her work sadly. So sadly. Her 2 mean ladybug stepsisters simply sat around the house, chattering and gossiping. They were both very excited. There was going to be a big bug ball thrown by the cicada prince. I'm so excited! I want to look beautiful so that the cicada prince will fall in love with me. I'm going to wear a beautiful, lovely ball gown, and the cicada prince will ask me to marry him. I'd like to go to the bug ball too. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard! You have 8 legs, not 6. How will you even dance? The only thing you're good for is cleaning and spinning webs. Go spin a ball again for the ball. The day of the ball arrived. The cool ladybug stepsisters set off wearing the gowns that Spiderella had spotted. Spiderella had stayed home, dressed in raggy clothing and doing chores. Spiderella washed and dried the dishes with her 8 legs. She was very sad. Oh, I wish I could go to the bug ball. It would be so much fun. Spiderella was crying so hard that she didn't even notice that she had a visitor. It was a brown insect with wings and a tiny tiara. It was her fairy godmother. Why are you crying, Spiderella? I wish I could go to the bug ball. And you shall, my dear. I am your fairy godmother, and I will grant you your wish. Oh, now, Spiderella, go fetch an acorn. Spiderella picked out a nice round acorn. The fairy godmother flapped her wings, and the acorn turned into a tiny acorn coach. It was drawn by 4 strong hands. Thank you, fairy godmother. And what a wonderful way to travel to the bug ball. But I don't have anything to wear. Don't worry, my dear. I will give you a beautiful outfit. The fairy godmother, her wings. Suddenly, Spiderella's rags turned into a beautiful dress. The fairy godmother flapped her wings one more time. Glass slippers appeared before Spiderella. There were 8 of them, set up in a row. Spiderella put on the 8 glass slippers and climbed into the acorn coach drawn by the first ants. Well, I'm off to the bug ball. Have a wonderful time, dear. But remember, be back home by the stroke of midnight. Otherwise, your acorn coach will turn back into an acorn, and your gown will turn back to rags. At the bug ball, Spiderella had a wonderful time. She danced with a very handsome cricket and an extremely humorous roly-poly. And now, I'd like to play a song for the most beautiful bug at the ball. He's walking right toward me. You're bugging out, sis. He's always walking toward me. Yeah. The cicada prince walked past the two ladybugs and stood directly in front of Spiderella. The Spiderella, he began to rub his wings together and make a lovely buzzing sound. Spiderella couldn't believe it. The prince was playing a special song just for her. She was the bug of all. You're a beautiful bug. Together we'll be snug. And we could live in a rug and inside an old jug. What a lovely song! Thank you. Would you care to dance the jitterbug with me? Spiderella and the cicada prince danced the jitterbug. But soon, Spiderella realized it was nearly midnight. She scurried out of the ball so fast, moving so quickly that she lost all 8 of her glass slippers. The next day, the cicada prince traveled around the forest trying to find the beautiful bug that had captured his heart. He brought the 8 tiny glass slippers with him. If he could find who they belonged to, he would have found his love bug. He knocked on the door of the home where the Spiderella and the 2 ladybugs lived. Who is it? Who is it? It's the cicada prince. Well, open the door. Good afternoon, ladybugs. Hello, Prince. Can I give you a lump of sugar to chew on? Hello, Prince. Can I give you a glass of bug juice? No, thank you, ladybugs. But I do have a favor to ask. Can each of you try on these glass slippers? The first ladybug tried on the glass slippers, but it was too small and didn't fit. But the second ladybug found that on the slippers they fit just fine. There! I put on all 6 slippers. I am your true love. Now give me a nice fat cicada fist. Yes. Not so fast! There were 8 slippers, not 6. 8 slippers! Just then, the cicada prince noticed Spiderella. Spiderella looked rather familiar. He asked her to try on the glass slippers. They fit and she had the right number of legs. 8! He found his love bug. It's you! You're the beautiful bug from the ball. I love you. You say you'll be my little spider wife. Of course you will, my prince, but I'd like to get rid of these glass slippers. They're really hard to walk around in. And so, Spiderella and the cicada prince lived happily ever after. The cicada prince would often rub his wings together and sing silly songs, and Spiderella always either went barefoot or wore sneakers. The end! And now, Introduce Everything proudly presents Cinderella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young woman named Cinderella. Cinderella had 5 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Starla, Pandora, Astra, Cosma, and Estrella. All 5 of them made Spacerella do all the chores and watch her, make fun of her, chatter, and make a gossiping. Spacer wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said Starla, Pandora, Astra, Cosma, and Estrella all together. One day, the king of Planetville's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Planetville, his majesty is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown and spacesuit shall marry his son, Prince Spacery. Can I come? Asks Spacerella, but she is not invited and denied. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. He's going to marry me, said Starlet, the oldest sister. No way, Starlet, you're wrong. He's going to marry me, said Pandora. Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me, said Estrella, the middle stepsister. All 3 of you are wrong. He's going to marry me, said Cosma. The youngest stepsister, Estrella, said, All 4 of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. They even destroy the Spacerella spacesuit and tear her best party dress. Later, Spacerella is distraught and sad and upset about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Spacery. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and covers Spacerella. There, my dear sweet Spacerella. I can help with a bit of magic. Chant the magic words. Spacey, spicy, spocey, Sue! And waves her magic wand. Because of that, Spacerella chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet, she says. Spacerella, go fetch me a meteor. And so, Spacerella found a nice meteor. Spacerella's fairy godmother chants the magic words, Spacey, spicy, spocey, Sue! And waves her magic wand to turn the meteor into a spaceship, and then fixes spaceship now and destroys spacesuit, gown, and crowd. I've never seen such a spacey, splendid gown! Get a load of my glass slippers! Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? And hops into the spaceship. Spacerella's fairy godmother says, Well, you can't. But have fun, Spacerella, but I will warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will change back to the way it was before. They gave her a clock to tell her what time it is, and so Spacerella accepts the warning. And just in time, the king of Planetville said, Good evening, everyone. My son, Prince Spacery, was wondering who he should marry. Isn't that right, son? To which Prince Spacery responds, Yes, father. Prince Spacery then sees Spacerella. Starla, Pandora, Astra, Cosma, and Estrella say, He's walking towards me! All together, but he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Spacerella. May I have this dance? Said Prince Spacery, to which Spacerella responds, I would be delighted! And so, Spacerella and Prince Spacery dance happily together. But later, Spacerella checks her clock, and it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass space boots. The next day, Prince Spacery and the King of Planetville try to find Spacerella, who captured Prince Spacery's heart and brought the glass slipper, space boot, she lost with them. By the time they arrive, Prince Spacery knocks on the door of the house where Spacerella, Starla, Pandora, Cosma, and Estrella live. But instead of Spacerella, they find Starla, Pandora, after her cousin Estrella. Prince Spacery then says, "Ladies, my father, the king and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass space boot?" Starla is first, but her foot is too big. Pandora is next, but her foot is too small. "Nonsense! It fits!" she said. Aster, her cousin, and Estrella did the same thing, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, the king, Prince Spacery and the king of Planetville noticed Spacerella's sweet singing. "Spacerella, it's you! You are the beautiful one from my father's ball. I love you. Will you marry me?" Spacerella agrees, and the glass space boot fits! And so, Spacerella, Prince Spacery, and the king of Planetville lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. And I'm debating on making some sequels. So if you want to see maybe someday Spacerella 2 Beyond the Moon, tell your friends about it. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Internet Everything. And buy our merchandise at interneteverything.com. And take care. Bye.